Welcome back to Retired Life. Wish you were here. I'm your host, Kim Lee, and Stuart Lee is my co host. And we're bringing you the podcast that explores what happens after the 9 to 5. Today's guest, we're teeing up a conversation with someone who's made a lasting mark on the world of golf and continues to inspire women on and off the course. Becky Sauers is a former LPGA Professional of the Year, a top 50 teacher in the country, the founder of both the Tallahassee Junior Golf Association and the Lady Lynx Golf Association. She's dedicated her life to making golf more accessible, fun, and empowering, especially for women and juniors. Today we'll talk about how Becky keeps women, men, and juniors engaged in the game, what keeps her active and motivated, and why she believes golf isn't just a sport, but a lifelong community. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's hit the fairway with Becky Sauers. Hey, Becky.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, how are you today?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
We're really glad you're here. I and Stuart have both taken lessons from you. So, Becky, you've had an incredible career from LPGA Professional of the Year to National Advisory Boards and founding multiple associations. What first drew you to the game? How did that start? And what's kept you passionate about it all these years?
Several people have asked me that over the years, and I say boredom. I didn't play golf until I was 20 years old. Girls didn't play golf back then. In fact, in Tallahassee, there was one country club, Capital City Country Club, and that was it. I played sports, and I love sports, but no golf. I married a guy that played on the FSU golf team that was a golf professional. His dad was a pro, and so was his mom. And they owned a golf course in Erie, Pennsylvania. So we moved to Erie, Pennsylvania, and I had hardly been out of Leon County. So going to Erie, Pennsylvania was a real shockaroo. So I was bored. And we lived on the first tee box. And I would just go out and putsy around because I didn't have anything else to do. And my father-in-law, who I dearly loved, took me under his wing and taught me how to play golf. And we were there in the spring and summer, and then we moved to Palm Beach in the winter with his family. So I kept playing golf and hitting golf balls, and I just fell in love with it. Had a passion for it right there. And then I couldn't quit. I was obsessed. And usually everything I do in life is 150, it's not 100. So I loved it, and that's what got me into it. So I say boredom. Thank goodness for that.
Well, I got into it because I love golf courses and the grass. So
Yeah.
a little different there.
Yeah. And we definitely still need a lot of lessons.
Yeah, I need to come back and see you.
We're not adapting well. But can you tell us about the mission behind your Tallahassee Junior Golf Association and why you felt it was important to create that space?
Absolutely. Juniors were coming out to play golf, but it wasn't any organized golf. They would just come out and hit. Nobody would guide them, educate them, show them what they're supposed to do, course management. So Jack and I started the Tallahassee Golf Association, and we would take these kids on Mondays to different golf courses all around Leon County. And the pros would, let the kids play for free, and it just kept growing and growing and growing. I pulled out, and so did Jack, and we became head professionals at Killearn Country Club. And that's when I started getting into ladies golf and teaching.
Well, that leads me to the Lady Lynx. Tell us about Lady Lynx. And I was there when it first started, back in 92, right around there.
I've been doing it 34 years, so you'll have to do the math. But I had ladies come out and they would take golf lessons, but they never played golf. And I said, either I'm doing a bad job or these ladies, they're intimidated by this environment. So I said, I am going to create a place and an environment where they can play golf and then not feel threatened by holding up people or other people calling the rules on them, a place they could come and network with other women in a non-threatening environment. So by word of mouth, I just said, tell to your friends if they're interested, come out to a coffee at Kalarin Country Club. And I was hoping I'd just get about 100 ladies. And I ended up getting over 400.
Yeah. I was there
Word
at the beginning.
travels fast.
Yes,
did.
she had all these. It was like multiple rooms at Kalarin.
It was crazy. My assistant at that time, Nancy Giroux, she was with me for 13 years. I looked at her and I said, we got to go to Plan B. Because we were just hoping it was going to be about 100. You know, I would be thankful. But what motivated me really, because women wanted to play, they didn't know anybody that played. They didn't know anything about golf. And if you walk in a golf shop, even today, a woman walks in, she's overwhelmed because they have Ping, Wilson, Titleist, all Mizuno, all these different brands, and they've never held a club in their life. And of course, usually the spot in most pro shops for women's clothes is about 3 by 5 feet, and the rest of the shop is for men. So it's intimidating for women, and they didn't know other women to play golf with. So I was going to provide that opportunity for them. And we're still going after 34 years.
Yes, you are. And you were telling me the other day that when you first started playing golf, women weren't even allowed to play till after 2 o'clock.
It was pretty crazy. Well, after Jack and I left Erie, Pennsylvania, we went to Birmingham Country Club, very prestigious club. And you could only play women after 2 o'clock on the weekends. And you had to have your shorts of certain length. And you couldn't wear short skirts. Like, this would not be acceptable to play golf in at that time. And the Women's Golf Associations, there were only about, 10 or 15 women in their associations around Alabama because they really didn't want women out there. I mean, the bottom line is they really didn't. So I said, wow, this is crazy, because I was learning how to play then. See, I took up golf when I was 20, and I got my LPGA card when I was 23. And I started out as an apprentice, and now I'm a master LPGA professional. So what I do is I can train other women, how to play golf or get them in the career end of it. So it's really been a lot of fun for me, a great challenge. But the Lady Links program has been one of my special things I've done in my life, other than going to Japan with Arnold Palmer.
That was pretty cool.
That was very cool.
So how do you get women to relax on the golf course?
Well, what I do, and it's really funny because when the ladies come out, they go, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. And I said, yes, you can. I said, come out one day when my ladies are playing, and I'll ride you around. I want you to just look at how they play. Some of the ladies have been playing 25, 30 years. I said, come out. So they get in the golf cart, and I take them around, and they see the ladies missing it, topping it, hitting it to the right, hitting it to the left. And they go, I can do that. And I go, yep.
I'm pretty good
I
at
was
that
gonna
myself.
say, yeah. Well, the two of us.
I said, yes, you can do that. And then the ladies will say, I didn't sleep at all last night. I was so nervous. I thought I was going to embarrass myself out here. And they get out there, and they come back into the 19th hole, and we're having our champagne and our wine and chit-chatting. That is a recommendation to be a Lady Links member. You have to drink wine. I'm really teasing. But we do socialize a lot in this group. But they come back in and they go, hey, I'm not as bad as I thought I was. So it just keeps growing and by word of mouth. I've never advertised.
That's pretty wild.
Word of mouth with women.
So Stuart and I went out and we were doing Top Golf the other day, and I cut the ball just went straight into the machine twice. My grandkids looked at me and went, but the truth is you got to start somewhere, and we haven't played in probably 10 years. Stuart had hip problems, and
Right.
But are there particular challenges women face in the world of golf that you've seen change or improve over the years?
On a professional level?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The prize money
Yeah.
cannot compare to the men. Sponsorships do not compare to the men. I was president of the LPGA for 8 years, the Southeast section. I was over 7 states. And today, it's really an international tour. when I was out there, it was mostly Americans that were playing. But now it's more international, and it's tough to market that. And I feel bad for the ladies, because they deserve it. Really, you learn more by watching a woman than you do watching a man, because women swing, men hit, and there's a big, big difference. And it's amazing. You see these little college kids out there, and they're hitting the ball 240 yards, 250 yards, and they don't weigh 110 pounds. So it's not the brute force, it's flexibility.
That's the problem.
And
There lies my problem.
Flexibility is very important in golf. That's what I tell a lot of my seniors. I said, you've got to stay flexible. Don't bulk up. Don't lift weights. Just be flexible. Because if you can't support that club and you can't take it back, you're not going to hit it out of your shadow. And I give a lot of exercises for building up your forearms, because golf is a left side dominant sport. So if you come out and you're right-handed, your left arm is very weak. I have a lot of men that cannot support the club at the top because they don't have any arm strength. Their arms start shaking after about 50 shots. So when you're out on the golf course, you don't want to be shaken
No.
because you're going to miss the ball. So I give a lot of exercises with forearms and with your wrists, because wrists very important, but mainly flexibility.
Well, that's pretty interesting. You don't,
I'm gonna have to get your
and you don't kill the
lessons.
ball. You swing through.
You swing. That's right. It's like God used to say, swing hard in case you hit it, but no longer.
Well, I'm good at that part.
So you stay incredibly active with the Lady Lynx, and you teach. You have students. We were your students. Stuart was a student. So how do you personally stay motivated and connected to the game continuously, year after year?
It's easy because you see people having fun. People ask me all the time, Becky, when are you going to retire? And I go, never. I said, why do I want to retire? I'm having fun. I'm helping people make friendships. I'm giving them some joy in their life. You wouldn't believe, I have a lot of people that come that get divorced. They're depressed. They want something new in their life. And that's what motivates me, is to see all these friendships that have been created over these 34 years that I've been doing this. And they're my friends. So I get up in the morning, I want to go see my friends. So I go out there and, if I want to teach, I'll teach. If I don't, I've really cut back on my teaching a lot. But I used to give probably 40, 45 lessons a week. I would be out there at 7:30 and I'd teach golf all day long.
And you would see some bad shots.
I tell you, I saw one lady, one time, I'm not even going to tell you. No, it was really cute though. She was teed the ball up. She hit it off the end of the club. It hit the tee marker and came back between her legs and hit the tee marker behind her and hit her in the rear end. And I said, you know what? We could market that. I said, on Funniest Videos, I said, could you do that again for me? It was just hilarious. I have seen some really interesting shots, believe me.
I'm sure. So what are some of the creative ways you've seen women use golf to social? Now, you are very good at this, I know, because you've got that Lady Lynx and you guys put trips together and you get together for everything.
We do.
Christmas.
We have traveled all over the Southeast to golf resorts. I take them on a trip every spring and every summer. 2 years ago, I took them to Scotland. We're thinking about taking a trip to either Portugal or Turkey to play golf. These ladies, they like to have fun. They're not in there to call rules on each other or get on to you if you drive your cart in the wrong place. That's my job. My job is to teach them how to play golf, educate them, course management, and entertain them. And that's easy for me. So it's not work. But the ladies love it. We have been to so many places, and we usually have anywhere from 20 to 50 that go.
Wow.
It's like herding cats sometimes.
I can imagine.
That's 20 to 50
Do y'all need
women.
a caddy? I can drive the golf cart really good.
I tell you, they're wonderful women. And what's great about golf is it doesn't matter how old you are. In my lady links, I have ladies that are in their mid-30s or lobbyists, professional women, all the way up to in their 80s. They play golf together. They socialize together. We have dinner together. Quarterly, I have clinics for them. After we play, everybody comes in, has their cocktails, appetizers. So it's a lot of socializing. It's not just golf.
And we talk about that a lot on this podcast, keeping the socialization go after you retire. So, and you're working with all these ages, 30-year-olds, but when you get into the 50s and 60s and beyond, what makes golf such a great sport for people, men and women, in this age group?
You can play golf forever. Golf is a journey. It's not a destination. You can play with your family, your kids, your grandkids, your 90-year-old dad. In golf, you have different tees. You have the blues, reds, yellows, and white tees, and reds, depending on your skill. So everybody starts off equal. So that makes it fun because you can be competitive if you want to by teeing off in the correct tee box, on the correct tee box. So everybody can play with everybody and have a good time, you know? It's like your son and my son are really good friends, and they're very good golfers. You wouldn't want to play golf with them. They're good.
No, I don't think they'd want to play golf with them.
Not sure they'd let me ride in the golf cart.
That's right. That's right. But it's just seeing all the friendships. I've had about 6 couples. I have mixed events too, and where I'll pair them up with the men. We had the used to be called the Bonnie and Clyde when I was at Southwood, the men against the women, and then when I moved to Capital City, we called it the Divas versus the Dudes, and I would match them up. And all these years, I've had about 8 couples that met playing in that mixed event that got married.
Oh, that's
Matchmaking.
So matchmaking.
I know. I'm going. Everybody say, Becky, you're a matchmaker. You're a psychologist.
I know. We played in what were we? Oh, the balls that are glow in the dark.
Played at night golf.
Night golf.
That was so much fun. There were prizes and
That is so much fun. Night golf. A lot of work, but you tee off from the 150s, and I used to light the fairways and the hazards with luminaries. And you play at night, and that ball, when you hit it, it just takes off and it spins and it
it's
lights
cool
up.
the way it leaves
Very,
that little
very cool.
trail. And then you can kick the ball.
It's called a foot wedge.
A foot wedge.
They don't sell those at Edmund Watts.
Darn. A lot of 55-year-olds might feel like it's too late to start something new like this or step into a golf course for the first time. How do you help people overcome that feeling and their nerves?
I have them, like I said, I have them come out, and I like to talk to them first. I really do. And I tell them what we're all about. And I said, if you want to play in tournaments and you want to do that, we're not for you. You need to go another place, But if you want to have fun, relax, get better, and make friendships, you're for us and we're for you. So I let them know up front what to expect. Because most ladies' golf associations play golf in the mornings because those women, they're elderly and they don't work. But they only have 10 or 15 women in their association. My ladies play in the afternoon so we can support the professionals and also women that, have children where their husband come home and could take care of them. And I think women in their 50s, their kids are going, they're in a different financial situation. Women wear a lot of hats. And I think that's why they could not or did not get into golf in their 20s and 30s. But now the women are because of business. Like my daughter is a very good golfer. They call her Boom Boom. And she can hit the ball and hardly ever plays anymore because she's so busy with her kids and with her career. But she's a good golfer, and it's important in her business. I mean, when they have outings, they want to play with Boo Boo because she doesn't weigh 110 pounds, but she can hit that ball. So she loves to play when she can. And I've never encouraged my kids or put pressure on them to go and play professional golf. I never did that. They hung out at the golf course. They had to because I was a single parent. And that's how they took up golf, out of boredom too, I guess.
Well, I didn't start till after I retired. And I remember the first morning I met you out at the golf course. You said, let me see you hit the ball a couple times. And I did. She said, well, you're not a golfer, but I can fix that. And sure enough, you did help me out quite a bit.
Yeah.
We had fun he and I had a good time. I would leave work, meet him at the golf course, and we'd do 9 holes. And then, we got into where we had some issues with hips and replacement. But now, as a bionic person, it's time to start back.
I know. And, you can come and learn how to play golf at any age. I had a man came out, he was about 85, wanted to play golf.
Never played before?
Never played before. He said, don't laugh at me. And I said, but I really want to play golf before I die. And I said, well, come on, buddy, let's get to it. So we went on the range, and he would come 2 or 3 times a week for 6 months. And unbelievable how he would hit the ball. He played from the ladies' tees, and he got where he could get the ball on the green, in like 1 over regulation, and loved the game. It fulfilled his life because he had lost his wife, and he was lonely. So he came out, and he's still playing.
That's great.
So that was my next question. With the game, like Lady Links, it's a community that you're putting together. And I mean, golf is a social event, especially they have a lot of tournaments and they raise money for people, and everybody goes and plays and says, I'll put up $600 for this because I love the game of golf.
That's right. And they want to support a charity, and what a great way to do it. We were talking a lot about the women, but I want to bring the men in too, because the men are really, when I got started teaching golf at Killearn, I charged $8.50. Now I charge more than anybody in probably North Florida. But
well, you can do that.
Yeah. But the men really put me on the map. 80% of my clients were men when I started. Women didn't take lessons, like I said, but men, they really wanted to learn. And what better way to learn from a little skinny girl at one time? And, it was great. So the men have always supported me. I have never had an issue. And being in a male-dominant industry, I've been very lucky because when I became golf director at Killearn, I was 1 out of 5 women that had a job like that in the country. And the men supported me. That's how I got the job. And, so every time I see those men that got me started, I just give a big old hug because they know both of us are thinking the same thing.
So for men and women who don't care about the competition, they just want to get out there and they want fitness and fun, are there programs at these golf courses that they can look into that? I mean, this is all over the country. This isn't just Tallahassee or...
That's right. They have senior organizations that the men can play in, and they go to different courses just like Lady Links. And the guy out of, I think Cairo, Georgia runs it. And they'll go around and play, and then they have a group at Heilemann called the Squirrels, and they play. They all have names, and then they have the Huckabucks, and I mean, they got all kinds of names, and they go out and have a good time. You don't have to be a good golfer. There are a lot of good golfers, but in Tallahassee, your son and my son being
I
probably
think they're on a golf trip right now.
I know. So, but like I said, you don't have to be good to play golf. If you can get the ball in the air, that's exciting, because getting the golf ball in the air is hard. It's not easy, is it, Stuart?
No, I still hadn't done it.
Yeah. It's so if you could give players who are over 55 who've never picked up a club, where are they going to start?
Good question. Call a country club, call a club wherever you live, and ask who their teaching pros are. Get their contact, email them, text them, call them, whatever you do to communicate, and set up an appointment for an evaluation. Don't go buy expensive clubs, because you don't need them. Find out how they go about teaching a beginner. If you want to get a woman, let them know that when you call that club. Find out what their fees are. Go out there, talk to them. Communication is very important in teaching. Got to be able to communicate with your student. And if they like them, sign up. And they should have loaner clubs out there. Use those. Don't go buy and spend a lot of money. I tell all my clients, do not spend a lot of money until you see that you're going to play golf. Because the dropout rate in golf is high,
Yeah.
probably more than any sport. Because I have played every sport growing up. And golf is probably the toughest sport I ever tried to play. And I have given professional athletes, men athletes lessons, and they tell me that too. They say golf is so difficult. So don't go out and buy and spend $1,000 on a set of clubs. You don't have to do that. But get out there and butt it around, have fun, and when you make that 10-foot putt, I'm telling you, it's like winning the U.S. Open.
I do the happy dance.
Yeah. How do you keep things fun and relaxed for people starting out? Are there certain games or events or formats that are like, this is a...
That's right, we do. We have scrambles where you'll have a foursome, and they all four tee off, pick up the best ball, everybody picks up and goes to that point and hits. So it takes pressure off of people. Now, a lot of times I'll start beginners off from the 150s. And I say, now when you can shoot this, I'm going to move you back to 175. And when you can shoot this, I'm going to move you back to 200. Why put those people through misery?
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you, when you get out there and you're hacking it away, it's not fun. And they don't care where they play from. They just want to have success. So I do that with my juniors. I'll say, okay, you're going to start at the 50-yard marker. Now, when you can do this and make this number for 9 holes, you can go back to 75 and then back to 100 and back to 125. So they have a goal. They have something to look forward to, and they see their improvement, and they keep playing golf.
I totally believe it's a mental game as well as a physical game.
You are 100% right. It's 80% probably mental.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're out there and people are watching you and you're the only one playing, it's very intimidating.
Especially on that first tee.
On the
right
first
by the
tee.
clubhouse.
Oh, the worst thing is hitting from the ladies' tee and not making it past the...
The first sprinkler head.
Well, the men have rules about that. If you do not make it past the ladies' season, you have to pay the price, but I'm not going to tell you what that is. But that happens quite often. And it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay.
It's okay for us. I mean, there are
That's
some
right.
people that...
Yeah, and people think that you have to go out and shoot par. In reality, 3% of golfers shoot par. 3% of millions of golfers. So what does that tell you? And like I said, it's a journey. You always want to get better. Like I would write with my lipstick when I would compete, I would say, I am a good putter on the mirror. So when I put my makeup on, I'd see that mental.
Mm-hmm.
I am a good putter. And then when I can drive that ball straight, you know, just to remind me and make me believe it, because that's 80% of it is knowing you can do it.
And just for people that look at trying it, even with tournaments, I thought, I'll never play in a tournament. Well, then we get out there and we find, oh, come play in this tournament. All you have to do is hit the ball, and then we just pick the best ball. And you go to that ball and hit. So if you hit a ball 10 feet, you can go to the furthest.
The
You just need to
200
find a really good player to play with.
Yeah, you have to stack your team with one that hits it long and one that's a good putter.
Oh, yeah, the putting.
The
Yes.
putting, and that's where women can contribute in these scrambles and
Yeah.
these when they go and play in charity events. Is the guy can hit it a long ways. Let them have at it. You know, fire away. But when you get up close to that green, that separates the men from the boys
For sure.
because
Chipping and putting.
chipping and putting because you can hit those guys can hit it a long ways.
Oh, yeah.
But when they get close to that green, a lot of them go from one side to the other of the green.
That's where that par goes out the window.
That's right. And women, they have more finesse. And the short game requires finesse and practice. And women have that. So now that when I became golf director at Kalaran Country Club, my first rule was women can play anytime the men can play. Number one. Number two, they can wear this, and this. And we're not going to measure their short length. You know,
Go.
and thank goodness I had most of the men on my side, but some of the men didn't like it.
Uh-oh.
And some men, they don't want their wives to play golf. But what's so special, Kim, is you and Stuart, you look at your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
They play golf. They go out with their parents and with you guys and play golf. And they're in an unbelievable environment. I knew my kids were always safe because they hung out with me at the golf course. And I knew they were safe, rather than being at wherever,
Yeah.
a video arcade place or something,
And they make good golf cart drivers.
Yeah, they do. You got to get them over that golf cart thrill. That's my number one thing in junior golf. In fact, I have a junior golf camp starting next week. Every year I say, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. But I do it, because those little kids, when you see them out there carrying those bags, and they're fearless, hitting the ball, making those long putts, you go, goodness, this is unbelievable. So I don't want to quit. I'm going to be doing it as long as I can. And stay giving lessons and with men, women, and children, because it brings a lot of happiness to families.
Yeah. No, I that was one thing, even with my kids, my sons, we took them out. They threw fits about being out there, but then later in life, they were like, why didn't you make me stay out there?
That's right.
They all say it.
They do. They do. And I have a little grandson. He just turned 1. And I'm going to get him out there. His daddy's got him out there, and they've rigged up some kind of gear to put him in the golf cart to strap him in, so he can ride around and get familiar with the atmosphere out there. But I did that with Alex when he was little, my son.
My youngest son has a daughter. She is she's 20 months. But since she was a year old, he's been putting her in the golf cart, and he has all these pictures of her with him and all his friends. And she's smiling, and she's holding a little plastic golf club.
It's adorable.
He has decided she's going to be a golfer.
I know. For my little grandson's birthday, I gave him a set of clubs, little plastic set like you're talking about, and that's his favorite toy. He carries that putter around, and he doesn't let it go. Of course, his daddy doesn't want him to let it go either, because his daddy wants him to play golf for sure. But it's great for children. It's a great environment, safe environment. And it teaches them integrity and how to be honest, and be considerate of other people. Like when I tell my junior golfers the first day, I sit them all down and I tell them what the rules are. Well, they're scared to death when they leave. Because I said, nobody bullies anybody. Nobody makes fun of anybody when they miss a shot. You support each other. No running on the greens. You got to respect the golf course and respect each other. All shirt tails are tucked in, and your hair has to be combed. You know, and they're going, you know, I don't know if I want to do this. But by the end of Tuesday, they're having a blast.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to tell all my friends that's the new rules.
So, golf can be a great wellness tool for flexibility, balance, and low impact activity. Can you talk about how golf supports the health and longevity for 55 plus?
Sure, walking, pulling your cart. If you can pull your cart and walk, that's the best exercise you can get.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
There are courses that you can't drive golf carts on.
That's right. And, you know, and just getting out there swinging, loosening up. Before you play, always go loosen up. A lot of people, I'll see them, I'll watch them go to the driving range, and the first thing they pull out is what, Stuart? What club?
The driver.
That's right.
The big boy.
That's the big boy, and that should be the last one.
Mm-hmm.
They should start off short, get longer, and the last club they hit should be a driver. No, they come out there and they want that big mama thing, and they're going to hit it a long way.
As hard as they can.
And then go to the little ones.
That's
And
where
then they get on the first tee and top it.
or miss.
That's called whiff, yeah. Seen a lot of those before.
I've had to look for my ball down there before and not see it and look down at my feet and go,
That's
uh-oh.
another thing, too. When you say look in your eyes,
Mm-hmm.
your eyes, when you get older, and the glasses you play in are very important. Everybody tells everybody when they miss a shot, they'll go, keep your head down, keep your head down. And that's really the worst thing you can tell a golfer. Actually, your head should be up and your eyes should be down. So if you wear progressives,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking in that bottom bifocal, and the ball becomes a little blurry. So what happens is you try to look over that bifocal, and then you can't turn your shoulders because your head's in the way. So having the right glasses when you get older.
And that's not the only thing that gets in the way. I mean, you got to come up through here.
That's exactly right. Women do have challenges.
Yes.
For sure.
So, what's your favorite moment on the golf course that you can remember? That would be a little story you could tell
When
us?
I was in Japan, and when I got LPGA Pro of the Year, I went to Japan with Arnold Palmer and Chichi Rodriguez and Bert Yancey. And we did an exhibition for the Fuji camera people. And playing golf, we were there 10 days, and playing golf with him. And you talk about the king, you know, everybody called him the king in armies, Arnold's army.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely the king over there. They adored him, they loved him, and he was an unbelievable man, just so generous and so nice. All three of them were, and then with Chichi Rodriguez running around with his club and acting like he was a fighter. He had the personality. And then Bert Yancey, you know, he had the most beautiful swing you've ever seen. So playing golf with them was really a wonderful experience. And also seeing the Japanese women out there they were caddies. The Japanese women caddy. And they wear these white little things, ties, and they carry everybody's bag, and these Fuji execs would fly in on the first tee box in their helicopters and hop out and run to the first tee. And the Japanese women would be on their knees with clippers cutting the rough.
Whoa.
It was really something to see. But it was a wonderful experience being over there with them, those guys. I tried to expose myself in my career to good players and great teachers, because when I started, I wanted to find out why they were so good. And I said, I know I can do that. What do they have that I don't have? So I would go and to all these famous teachers, and I would take a lesson. I was really messed up for a long time because I was getting so much advice. And then I would hang around for a few days and observe their teaching skills. And that's really how I learned how to teach, and what I was going to decide was going to be my approach in teaching. Helped me tremendously. So I was lucky. I married a guy that was a golf pro. I had in-laws that were golf pros, and I just happened to take advantage of it.
That is a very good story. Exciting. Before we wrap up today, I just want to say something to the 55 and plus. I want to just take a moment to talk to the listeners. And if you've ever thought about picking up a club, which the first time I ever did, I really was worried that I'd look like an idiot. But you can go out there, you can stay active, you can have friends, you can be social, you can laugh, and you can make fun of yourself. And this might just be your sign. Becky's story reminds me of that golf isn't about being perfect. It's about just learning something new and
Absolutely.
taking care of yourself with your health and your mind.
Absolutely. And your mind is a leader in golf.
It's movement and connection. And that's really important for people our ages.
That's right. And they have cute golf clothes now.
Oh, yeah.
for women.
Very cute golf clothes. And they have golf clubs for everyone.
They do.
Your
Every
favorite
size.
colors. So don't sit on the sidelines. Just dust your golf clubs off if they're in the closet, or like Becky said, go borrow a set.
Right.
And all golf courses have them to
Yep.
where you can.
One thing I would advise them to do is take lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And take at least 4 lessons in the beginning so you have a good solid foundation of the fundamentals. Then take it from there. But don't go out there and try to hit that ball, because you're going to miss it more than you hit it.
Well, it looks so easy on TV, but it's not.
That's right.
Yeah.
It does.
I know
Yeah,
for a
it does
fact.
look. It's like, wow, I can do that.
Yes. It does look easy, but just taking a few lessons will help so much, and read about it. There's a book out there, Golf for Dummies. Go buy it. It's great. You need to learn the terminology. You need to learn where to stand, golf etiquette, how to support other. And there are a lot of things. Golf etiquette is just good manners, but there are a lot of things that in golf etiquette that you don't know. Like
Like
it's
if
not
you're-
written in a book.
If your ball lands in the middle of a tree, and
Yeah.
you split.
I've
what
seen
do
that.
I do? My personal experience.
But just do it. It's don't be intimidated by the environment. Take charge.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Becky. I love hearing you talk. I loved playing with you, and I love the Lady Links. That was such a wonderful idea. And I know that the people that are still doing it they've been enriched so many ways. But we're going to give a little shout out. This is our golf logo.
I love it.
I know, I do too. So if you want to get your golf game going, head back to the fairway with Becky. I've got a little something for your retired life. Wish you were here, family. If you're loving these conversations about staying active, finding your people, and making the most of retirement, show it off with our Retired Life merch. We've got super comfy hats, perfect for your next round of golf, soft tees for those laid-back mornings, and tumblers to keep your iced tea cold while you're out on the course. Head over to retiredlifewywh.com and grab something for yourself or your golf buddy. And for you, I have this lovely bag to carry some things
Wonderful.
and a koozie to go with it. And there is, I will get you a sticker for your golf bag or your golf cart.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kim. And I appreciate you inviting me. I always love to talk about golf,
I know you do.
and it's a true passion for me. So thank you
Wow.
very much
Thank
for
you
letting
for
me share
sharing.
it.
And one more thing, everybody, look down below and subscribe and follow us. Thank you.